Hello, dear friends. I remember someone telling me that all this quantum stuff was a personal fantasy of mine. Now he's going to have to eat his words with this very official, very real, and very public news. Opinion piece. Quantum finance in Spain. IQM designs quantum computers. First commercial quantum computer. Spanish quantum ecosystem developed. It will be connected to the global quantum network. Will make Spain a leader in quantum finance. Finland and Germany leaders in quantum computing. Results will be shared with all countries in the world. Open source software to design quantum processors. Investor Kiyosaki predicts the biggest crash in world history. Ripple was the technology to be used in the quantum financial system. XRP, called Ripple, is an open source software project and payment protocol. Let's start. The Finlandese company IQM Quantum Computer is engaged in the development of quantum finance in Spain, as well as in the design of quantum computers. In fact, IQM is building Finland's first commercial quantum computer together with VTT. Finland and Germany are the two main European leaders in quantum computing. In February 2021, the German Ministry of Education and Research awarded a consortium led by IQM €12.4 million to commercialize application-specific quantum processors. IQM Quantum Computers is increasing its operations in Spain, with the creation of a subsidiary in Bilbao. This operation has the support of the Basque local administration throughout the Provincial Council of Biscay and the City Council of Bilbao. With this presence in Spain, IQM intends to enter another pole of attraction for quantum computing in addition to its offices in Finland and Germany. IQM Spain will collaborate closely with their local research community, quantum experts from academia and industry, in order to develop a thriving Spanish and European quantum ecosystem. IQM, with its international network of partners, will also connect the Spanish quantum ecosystem to the global quantum network. Juan Goetz, CEO of IQM, stated that the Cati Center of the University of the Basque Country in Bilbao has leading experts and a wealth of experience in quantum computing and simulation, quantum control, quantum sensing, and other areas. The announcement marks our commitment to accelerate the success of our application-specific quantum computers, as well as to resolutely develop quantum finance offerings for our customers worldwide. He commented. The local government throughout Biz and Bilbao Ekinza has been extremely supportive and committed to attracting top talent and growth companies. We are eager to work with the team to grow our co-design offering from Spain and offer it globally. The technical goal of this Spanish subsidiary is to create a participatory design center for quantum finance that tightens the interaction between hardware and software to solve problems in finance. Specifically, IQM Spain will develop an application-specific approach in which quantum software is intimately integrated with appropriately designed quantum hardware with novel quantum architectures. Together with IQM's hardware, experts and go-to-market teams in Finland and Germany, IQM will be able to deliver this offering to global customers. This approach accelerates the development of useful quantum solutions for specialized financial applications and will make Spain and Europe leaders in quantum finance. Open source. IQM announces Kiyosaki, open source software for designing superconducting quantum processors. IQM Quantum Computers announced its open source software tool Kiyosaki for automating the design of superconducting quantum processors. Kiyosaki is a Python library jointly developed by Aalto University and IQM using the K-Layout design program. Designing quantum processors is fundamental to building quantum computers, but it is a difficult multi-step process that requires a lot of time and effort. With this startup, IQM supports the quantum community at large by open sourcing its next generation quantum processor design platform. Kiyosaki create a universal community-driven platform that enables quantum chip development throughout a simple and open framework from chip design and simulation to fabrication. With Kiyosaki, quantum engineers and physicists can conveniently generate chip designs with a single click. They can also verify signal routing prior to the device fabrication process to avoid costly errors or mistakes. Description: the race to develop quantum computers has attracted increasing excitement in recent years. While it is difficult to know when this next generation computing architecture will make a real impact, one European company is preparing to take another significant step forward. The Finnish company plans to use its funding to start selling its first quantum computers. By getting more quantum computers into the hands of users, it hopes to begin refining potential applications and use cases even as it continues to evolve the underlying technology. In addition to selling quantum computers, the company is partnering with large companies to co-design quantum computers that focus on specific applications. As today's processor architecture reaches its physical limits, researchers expect quantum computing, which operates at the molecular level, to provide much more powerful computing in the coming decades. Companies such as IBM, Microsoft, and Google have invested a lot of money in the field, but it has also attracted notable startups such as D-Wave, which sells access to its quantum computer. While the technology is still nascent in many ways, Goethe said it's time to start thinking about commercial opportunities. Many governments have been promoting quantum computing, and large companies have made early bets on being quantum ready as the technology advances. IQM is the European leader in quantum computer superconductivity, headquartered in Espoo, Finland. Since its inception in 2018, IQM has grown to more than 110 employees and has opened a subsidiary in Munich, Germany, to lead the participatory design and co-design approach. IQM offers on-site quantum computers for research labs and supercomputing centers, and provides full access to its hardware. For industrial customers, IQM offers quantum advantages throughout a unique approach to application-specific co-design. Quantum financial system. Ripple was always the technology used in the quantum financial system. The QFS is the ticket to paradise, a new corruption-free way of sharing value around the world to end poverty, wars, and trafficking in drugs, weapons, humans, and all the other hells. There is enough gold in the world to end all this. There are enough good awakened human beings of light to end this. We are very close. XRP Ledger, or simply XRP, formerly called Ripple, is a free software project and payment protocol that pursues the development of a credit system based on the peer-to-peer paradigm. Each node in the network functions as a local exchange system, so that the whole system forms a decentralized mutual bank. Some consider that, applied to its ultimate consequences, this network would constitute a decentralized social network service based on honor and trust among its participants worldwide. Thus, its financial capital is supported by social capital. A scaled-down version of the network would consist of an extension of the traditional banking system, in which alternative payment routes would exist that would not rely on central banks. The QFS system has been running in parallel in the background since August or September. Owners of XRP, people were able to test it before it is the banking system needed, and the new regulated gold-backed currency was opposed to. In the background, the operation was carried out to fight the clique, overtake the Fed, regulate and clean up all the houses in the system, seize assets, retain gold, and then human arms and drug trafficking. When all the wheels of the clock click together, the new system will shift humanity into new times. All scenarios must be prepared. All systems will fall. All satellite networks will fall. All powers will shut down. And all of this has to be able to fall and be sustained by the consciousness of awakened people who can see the light and guide others in the chaos. So, it is a worldwide physical, technical, mental, and quantum preparation. Enter the next phase of emotional and spiritual liberation of humankind as we enter the golden age and align with our purpose: freedom, abundance, and creation. Spain. Spain scrutinizes Apple, Amazon antitrust practices. Spain's competition regulator is investigating possible anti-competitive practices in Spain by Apple Inc. and Amazon.com Inc. regarding online sales of electronic products. It said on Thursday it had opened a disciplinary file for possible unlawful conduct by both companies that would include possible restrictions on Amazon's website in Spain. 2 Spanish cities in Game of Thrones, Cáceres and Trujillo, will be dressed up for the movies in October. Both cities have been chosen by HBO as the future setting for House of Dragon, the prequel to Game of Thrones. Filming will begin in October. Playing a musical instrument against aging. A young Andalusian researcher is awarded for his work on the effects of musical learning on the brain. The development and neuronal connection improves at early ages. Music allows more strength against memory degeneration due to aging, and experts also highlights its role in the classroom as a social integrator. International. Hit have melted cable sheeting on the forest road in western US and Canada. The heat dome that blanketed western Canada and the northwestern US last Friday has already caused dozens of deaths and set several temperature records. Meanwhile, residents of the affected areas have shared images on social networks showing the scale of the disaster. US imposes sanctions on corrupt officials in Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. The State Department announced Thursday a series of sanctions targeting allegedly corrupt officials in Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the list of sanctioned officials includes those alleged to have engaged in acts that undermine democratic processes or institutions. China building more than 100 new missile silos. China is reportedly building more than 100 new silos for intercontinental ballistic missiles in a desert near of the northwestern city of Yumen, according to a U.S. independent think tank. The Washington Post reports. Economy. Bitcoin interest falls to 2021 low. The boom in Bitcoin options trading, which sparked ambitious bullish bets earlier this year, has cooled as the cryptocurrency's price has recently plunged and subsequently consolidated. IMF capital increase. The IMF will increase its capital by the equivalent of $650 billion in special drawing rights for crisis recovery and to strengthen the emergency network, but while it is announced that this amount will be shared among 190 countries, in reality most of it will go to rich countries. Investor Robert Kiyosaki predicts the biggest crash in world history. Earlier this month, the businessman warned that the biggest bubble in the world's history is getting bigger, and he expects Bitcoin to fall to $24,000 to buy more. US investor Robert Kiyosaki called Tuesday for buying Bitcoins and precious metals in anticipation of a widespread market crash. In quotes, "The best time to prepare for a crash is before the crash. The biggest crash in world history is coming." The businessman, known as the author of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, wrote in his Twitter account, "The good news is that the best time to get rich is during the crash. The bad news is that the next crash will be a long one." Reset news. In the last 72 hours, 32 governors and 130 senior military leaders from across the country, plus top officials, were summoned on the Pentagon in briefings with the administration, Pompeo, and General Rogers. Chinese intelligence defector Di Jingwei had turned over 1 terabyte equivalent to 75 million pages of 20 years of evidence about the CCP and its infiltration plan. Yabili. According to Benjamin Fulford, during the summer, government agencies will be encouraged to run simulations of a Javelin-type event, which would be used to begin the new era. The goal would be to ensure that, as a result of the Javelin, humans would have ownership rights to their current residence. Home owners would also receive compensation equal to their current rental income. A complete reform of existing institutions would also be discussed. The National Guard has just completed a 2-week training exercise preparing for a cyber attack to take down the national infrastructure. The attack is already becoming a reality with power outages, water shortages, food supply disruptions, etc. McAfee tweeted on June 8th that, in quotes, "If anything happens to me, please that the 31 terabytes of files I have are located on hard drives in my condo near 88th Street and Collins Avenue, just north of Miami Beach. This is precisely the address of the collapsed condo." What do you think about? Thanks a lot, dear friends.